I'm thinking like, yeah, it was just like the Shade new origin story. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's all it kind of felt like. But it was strangely one of my favorite things from this whole run.
It was cool. Like there was some strong like emotional beats that like it was like, oh, I
Yeah,
care about what's going on with the Shade. Like when we
right.
talked last time, I was just kind of like, oh, okay, like we're gonna get this whole Shade thing and like this one shot like special, which it kind of felt weird that they just threw that in there.
Yeah,
But
like, yeah, no,
for those listening, we skipped a week. We didn't talk about the I keep forgetting the name of this arc, dude. Bad Mood
bad.
Rising
Yeah.
special. Um, but yeah, it was just strange because like I have read comics with the Shade in it, but I
Mhm,
just never really cared about him that much. And a lot of people were saying that like if you read I think it's James Robinson's Starman,
mhm,
like there's a lot of stuff from that in this, like characters and all that, like
mhm.
that McHale guy,
Yeah.
this guy.
Um, yeah. Because he's like, I want to say that like outside of like the DC universe, like he's like they call him like Blue Star Man, but that's what he's
Yeah.
referred to, like just based on like literally what he looks like. Um, because last time I had seen that character was when like Ewing did like his first published DC story
Oh, really?
was yeah, in that like DC, I think it was DC Pride from
Huh.
last year. And I literally had just gotten that issue just so I could read the Ewing story. And it ended up being about that character. So like that was literally the only reason I had any familiarity. I was like, oh, I was like, that's you. I only know you because of,
Yeah.
but yeah, no,
Well,
so
I
good.
it yeah, if I was I hadn't read it yet. I waited and literally read this and then the new issue
Mhm, like back to back.
back to back. Yeah. So like I like as I'm reading the special, I'm like, dude, we made the best call just to wait a week,
Yeah,
you
because
know?
like when I read the special, what was it? I probably waited till like the end of like the previous week to get to it. But like, yeah, it was so fast to read. I was just like, there's not even a whole lot here. That's like, I mean, yes, like, are we going to be able to carry like a 30-minute conversation about the shade?
Yeah, I think we would
You
have
know,
like it'd be like a
you
10
know
minute
what I mean?
video.
You know
Be
what
like
I
a 10-minute
mean? So
video.
it's like, I mean, yes, there's a lot of stuff that he's, I guess, doing in this arc, but also like not in to fill up an entire video, bro.
I will say like it was kind of like cool to get a little behind the scenes kind of with like the stuff with Eclipso and it just like
Yeah.
it was some cool stuff. Like I liked this. Like don't get me wrong, but like in terms of like the Flash being on it, it was kind of like there's not really a lot of Flash in this. Like and this issue literally ends the same place where it ends for the previous issue. So it's kind of like,
Yeah,
oh.
because it's just like the other side of that.
And I feel like even I think a lot of people probably skipped this or didn't realize this even came out. Um, I could totally see people reading the following issue without reading this and being like, "Oh, I kind of get what happened."
Yeah, and
But
not have to.
yeah, eh. Um, but anyways, yeah, it was cool. I mean, the shade. I definitely was kind of like reading this. I was like, where's this going, man? Where, in terms of like the story, I was like, I feel like
You
this.
got what?
Am I
Two
reading the wrong
issues.
thing?
2 issues left, right? After this.
Yeah, so this was 23. Great cover, by the way. And this, and then
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yeah, this is the last issue. And then Wade, which we, hey.
Yeah, dude.
But I'm kind of wondering, is Wade only doing a single issue?
See, I don't know, man, is it because it's taking place during the DCKO thing.
Yeah. I don't want to
So
get too, I mean, I was excited, but I don't want to get too excited.
my hope would be that maybe it's like an arc. You know what I mean? Like if it's just an arc, then I'll be fine. But like I don't know. To just be like, here's the issue that he's back in, and it's just this one because they're fighting. And it's just like,
It would seem to me like just kind of strange just to have him
yeah.
on one issue. Like, if you're gonna do like a tie-in, just get Pac Nadell to do it or something. He seems
I
like
mean, yeah,
he's the
like quite literally, yeah.
yeah, he's the tie-in Flash guy. But real quick, I just want to point out why did they pick green for this trade dress on the logo? It looks so weird.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It looks so weird. I mean, that's just me, the graphic designer, and me just being like, oh, I wouldn't have chose that color.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd choice. That's not really, yeah,
This color though, I love
yeah.
this. This is great. But what do you think about where this is going with like,
I just, it's not that I don't care
yeah,
because I think there are parts of this that are good, but also knowing that it's going to be literally ending in two issues, I don't care.
there's a part of me that's checked out a little bit
Yeah,
already.
like literally, like I feel bad, but also like I was kind of checked out like over a year ago too. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like, not to be
no.
that way,
I,
but
I
like yeah,
wouldn't
you
I
know what
wouldn't go that far. I mean,
you know
I
what
I
I
get
mean,
it.
though?
Yeah, yeah. I
Like not to be like that guy, but also like a year ago when we were at issue like basically issue 13,
mm,
they were just finishing up that first arc. I was like,
yeah, I get it. It's
so it's not so much. Go ahead.
I think there's some good character moments in here with like
Yeah.
you have that Commander Wally with the black suit that's like clearly kind of just gone on the deep end. And then you
Yeah.
have this other Wally, which with the exposed cowl with the hair. Like I love that as being like, oh, that's the Wally. That's the good Wally
He's
that we're
like
kind of
our
following.
Wally, like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Even though we know that he's not, like, but he still acts
Right.
like one that we're most familiar with.
Right. And I
Which like,
think I think that the two will merge
oh, for sure.
at
Yeah.
towards the end.
Yeah, it'll
Um
be like the climax of like, well, we gotta work together, Wally. Okay, Wally.
I guess like the thing for me with this is I'm kind of at the point where it's not that I've checked out, but I'm just kind of wondering how do the pieces come back together for the next writer, you know?
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
I fully believe that this run will end and Wally will be back to normal. He'll have like, maybe he'll kind of keep some of these weird dimension shifting powers, but I don't think so. I think Jai will be like, "Oh, my powers are gone," you know?
Oh no.
I think that I really am just kind of curious, like how do these things all, how do the toys go back in the toy box, you know?
Okay. I was just gonna say like maybe they don't.
But I
You know
feel
what I
like
mean?
with a run like this, it's not like
Let me
Williamson.
let me rephrase that. Maybe some of them don't.
I think most of them will, in a way. I
No,
just feel like,
I don't disagree with you. I just like to have gone through literally all of this shit. Like and like whether I agree with that they're good, whether they're interesting, or they're not, like it's just up for, debate. But to do like literally all of the work that he's done in the last 2 years on like redefining the Flash's power set, redefining what his powers are and how like he operates and how the kids operate and how their powers with the Speed Force and what the Speed Force is and what it can do and what it is doing and all these things like
yeah,
to do all that and then basically I guess my point is like if you're gonna do all that shit to begin with and then put it back at the end, then why even do that shit? You know what I mean? Because like
Right.
there are other characters and runs, like Marvel and DC both, that I feel like you can put the toys back in the toy box and it's still like they're like, either they're better toys than when you got them out of the toy box originally, or they're a little bit worse. But like I don't know. It just seems like a bunch of wasted time and effort to do all this stuff only to like literally have it all like basically close down and be like
Yeah.
meaningless. So I guess what I'm trying to say is the aspects that I do enjoy, like some of the new powers and some of the new like little things that we have seen, I'm not opposed to keeping them. It's just you got it's got to make more sense than just
You
time
want to
travel
see
science,
another, you want to
mumbo
see these
jumbo.
concepts with another writer and preferably a writer that actually
Okay, here's a
likes the
really
mythos.
yeah, here's a really good example of what I would probably like to see if anybody chooses to pick up on this stuff at a later point. Um, kind of like the for me like the King in Black. Like the idea is cool, the concept of it is cool. I know who the King in Black is. I know who the King in Black was. I know the whole story,
Hmm.
but like at the end of the King in Black, before Al Ewing's Venom started, I didn't know what the King in Black was, what its purpose was, what its role in the Marvel hierarchy was, like what does it do? Like what is the King in Black other than I'm the god of symbiotes and I do scary shit? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But then it took
Hmm.
Al Ewing, not to discredit Donny Cates because, he did put a lot of time and effort in that Venom run and it's really well regarded and I think it is really good. But, like for the most part, when he killed Null, it was kind of like you put the toys back in the toy box and Venom was back. Only Venom was, yes, back, but he was also back then he was this cosmic god, and we now have to explain all of that. So,
Yeah.
I guess my point is like if you're gonna make these big sweeping changes, like keep some of them around. Maybe another writer later on can do something better with them.
And I think you have a good point. I think, a lot of, if you look at just the history of comics, there's definitely concepts set up that maybe get a little goofy or maybe kind of a
Yeah,
little not fully fleshed out that another writer is like, oh, I have an idea for that, but it's also like just the perspectives. Like, I think you and I are pretty much on the same page when it comes to a lot of this stuff,
yeah.
but, um, it's crazy, man. Like, there are people that like will read this and they're just like, this is not for me. And then there's people that are like, they
There's a
saw
definitely
Spurrier's done and they're like, oh, it's over. And I'm like, damn.
yeah.
And I'm in between, but I appreciate what Spurrier's done. And I think it kind of needed to happen in a way. It's, it's just kind of strange, like the through line of writers that we've had. Like Williamson set up like the way he put the toys back in the toy box was like, oh my God, like any writer that jumps on the Flash, they have like all
Yeah.
these like story ideas they could use like any character. Like it was primed for like someone who's a huge fan of the mythos to go buck
Yes.
wild. You just go nuts. But
Right.
then you put someone like Kevin Shinnick on that only did that one arc that I don't know if he from what I read, it seems like he was kind of like not the biggest fan of the character or the
Yeah,
mythos.
he was just like kind of doing the job. Like, and it's funny
Yeah.
because I don't think
And
that story is like bad, you know?
yeah. Well, I'm all for like when they try to pull writers from different things. Like look at Jeremy Adams. Like he was an animation writer and now he's
Yeah. I
doing
think
great
he
in
did the
comics.
Green Lantern show, didn't he?
Yeah, like, but I think Kevin Shinnick, he just did like Robot Chicken or like Rooster Teeth or
Ye-
something.
Yeah,
Something
yeah,
one of
yeah,
those things.
yeah,
Yeah. And like that was an experimental choice. And I think like
yeah.
Spurrier, like, did you listen to that podcast that I sent you?
I had started it. I have not finished it. I probably got like less than half an hour in.
So the gist that I got out of it was he Spurrier doesn't want to write superhero comics. And this is not to knock the guy, but it's kind of just like, oh, he wants to tell awesome, like cool sci-fi stories and interesting stories through the medium of comics. Not saying that he doesn't like comics, but like it was like, oh, he's not the biggest superhero guy.
Right. And
And
that I think that comes across in like his other works, like in Coda. It's just like
yeah.
and like the more I think about it, like because like I've read that and then I read what is it? Step by Bloody Step, I think was the other
Mm,
one.
yeah.
Uh, they're just these like kind of out of like left field fantasy stories that have some like over like big thematic thing. Like Step by Bloody Step, like the whole stick with that is there's no actual written dialogue in the book.
I heard
Like
about that. Yeah.
yeah, and it's a really great comic. Like it's great. It's not superheroes.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of like the, interesting kind of fantasy, almost sci-fi-ish elements to some of it. And then you've got Coda, which is strictly just like magic and monsters and, you know, goblins and swords and like all that. And
Yeah.
that's like your classic might and magic kind of like, swords and magicians kind of book.
Mm,
Um, and it's a really good read. It's really interesting. The characters are really strong. They're developed throughout like the both runs of Coda, but like no, I haven't even watched, I haven't even finished that interview. But like
yeah.
it's evident that the dude just like has his like own brand of comics he likes to talk like to write and tell, which is
And that's
fine.
great. That's cool. But like, because there's an audience in that, especially like internationally. Like, I mean, they even
Yeah.
talk like, his a lot of his books, like they're almost not for like an American audience in a way. I think he has like a book that like is coming out like in French first and then English
Mhm.
later. Um, I appreciate like him trying to like add to the mythos and like do his own thing. But I also I re-listened to like Joshua Williamson, like his interviews like with the hero story when he was
Yeah.
still on the book. And like I listened to both of the interviews they did with him.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy how like when he left, like he had like all these things that he
Yeah.
gave
I was
DC.
gonna say, like, do you remember when Williamson was doing like I don't even remember and one of them might have been with the hero story, but there were other ones that I remember like either reading or watching of him like basically being like for the longest time there were characters in the Flash family they wouldn't let me touch. I
Yeah.
think Bart was one of them. Like I don't remember where I remember reading it or like hearing him say it, but he was basically like, yeah, like, I kept asking, I kept asking, I kept asking, and they kept saying no, and they kept saying no that they had plans for him and that something else was going to happen, and they kept putting it off. Is what he was saying. And then eventually at the end of Flash, where they finally said okay, and then that like kind of opened the door to like letting him eventually get everybody back into the fray.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the handoff from Williamson, which I guess in reality to Adams, not even so much like I mean Shane kind of being like the connective piece there, but like the two big runs really, it was a really smooth handoff because you have
Yeah.
somebody like Adams who is just a fan of superheroes in general, and it's very evident he's a fan of the same brand of the Flash that we are because that's the era of Flash that he's probably read the most of.
Mm,
He's Wally, he's just like us, grew up with Wally as his Flash, it seems like.
yeah.
So, like to go back to what you said about like basically having a fan come in and just be able to have like the time of their life, that's kind of what Adams Run felt like. But here it's like the opposite, where you've got a writer he's got a lot of like he's a strong talent in certain ways, just not in the ways that I feel like makes Flash successful.
Yeah. And even like Williamson had said, like, he's like, you need to have someone who loves these characters. And
Yeah.
I just kind of wonder where you go next.
Yeah,
I don't think that Wade is gonna. I would be
no.
shocked if he
If
does more than an
it's
arc.
yeah, like for me, I think it's a hard cap at like 6 issues for him.
Yeah, and I'm
And if
fine with
it's,
that because like
I
I
mean,
don't.
yeah, that's 6 months of Wade writing the Flash again. Like I just can't
Yeah,
imagine how it would be bad. But also, again, if you're gonna like go back to the peak, what are you gonna do from then? Like
right.
like how are you gonna double back and find a writer that is like strong enough to carry whatever was just set up?
Yeah.
Anything at all.
I also just feel like a lot of times with like a writer that is so tied with a character in a franchise, like to go back, you're never gonna outdo like our nostalgia for like that original run, you know?
Right. Right.
And Wade even told me that he was just like, I'm surprised that he's even doing anything because,
Yeah. Oh, I know because he literally has said a million times like he's got nothing left for Wally. Like that was it.
yeah,
And so like, and we keep hearing about this like Barry story that he's got, or I mean, I guess this is more of like an impulse story, but also like kind of seemed like you were done there too, man.
yeah,
But I mean, like we both said, like we're not going to say no to more Wade Flash. It's just kind of an interesting like
oh
another.
yeah.
It kind of feels like another one of those things where they're just like, "Hey, Mark, you've you wrote this character for a while. All you got to do is a few issues." And he's like, "Fine, I'll do it." Like like it just. And I hope I'm wrong, and hopefully this like issue or number of issues that he does, if he does more than one, it's just a fucking, it's just banger after banger. But also like I can't help but feel like they're just like, hey, dude, can you just work your magic one last time for us?
It just feels like another like in between where like it's like, okay, we have another writer ready. Um,
It's like the post Johns era Wade, but like
yeah.
2020s.
But I think they need to like give the new ongoing writer like time to kind of like get their stuff in
Yeah.
order.
Do you
So Wade
okay?
is like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do like a tie-in for an event. Like I could Wade can do that
But
like
here's
probably
here's what I don't get. Put the book on a pause for a few months. Don't even cancel the time. Is that like taboo? Like I don't feel like I
to
see that
pause
done.
it.
Like quite literally, just pause the series. Like you're done. Like if he's done at 25, give me a 6 month break, dude. Like the series can be done for now, and then pick back up with 26 when you're ready, and you've got a writer that's cooking now. Like
See, I think the problem is if you wait that long, a lot of people won't
why
come
not
back.
relaunch? Right, and at that point, why not relaunch? Because you're gonna get
Yeah.
all of those new number one sales, which I like. I understand that logic, I really do. But also, it's
Mm.
like you could kind of get your you could kind of have your cake and eat it too, because having the book on a break for 6 months and then, I guess keeping the same numbering, but doing kind of what you did with All In, like, look, it's new team, new this, new that, but it's the same story. Like, I don't know, maybe this is like me just really being like nitpicky with some of the,
Editorial stuff.
yeah, like some of the ways like modern comics works, but also it's like just just to really piggyback off what you said is like give them a little bit of time to work something out before you just say, hey, this is what you get. This is it.
Dude, I just really don't know who you put on. Like I know you want Ryan North, but like I just feel like and maybe that's what we are. Maybe that's what we're waiting for.
You keep
Um
saying Taylor, and I'm just like freaking out, dude. Just don't want it to be Tom Taylor.
I also all right, so not we'll get back to Flash, but like do you think do you have like the same mentality like when you see a writer working on Detective Comics, it's kind of like, oh, that's like they're gonna take Batman next. Like that you notice like the through line of a lot of like writers is like they'll maybe
I mean, that's
do
typically how
like
it goes, right? Like
yeah, like they'll do
some
like a
writers do
Nightwing.
action, they do Bat
Yeah,
Superman stuff.
right. But like a lot of writers like they'll like they say they do Nightwing or they do I don't know, not so much Red Hood, but like Nightwing and then they do
Like
Detective and then it's
Robin
kind
or
of like
something, right?
when the next time they need a Batman writer, they just throw them on there. Like if Tom Taylor doesn't do the Flash, I'm kind of wondering how long Matt Fraction's going to do Batman. It seems like he's kind of in it for the long run, which I
Dude,
mean I like Matt Fraction, but
here's the thing is, I don't know that they'll even, maybe not right away, like even bother with Taylor on Batman because while I personally, this is no hate on Taylor, who he is as a writer, nothing. I do not think that his first story arc in Detective was that strong. Like, definitely, at least to me, not strong enough to be at least to be even nominated for an Eisner. Everybody else seems to feel differently.
wasn't it Rom V's detective that got an Eisner?
It was, but then
Taylor
Taylor,
kind of snuck in there as like because
yeah, basically
yeah.
like that's like yeah, the short of it is like yeah, and I don't think that it was that good of the first arc to be at least worth that. But if everybody else can disagree with me and they all think that he's like the best thing that's happened to DC since like they opened their doors, um,
I
okay,
just have a
like
feeling. I have a feeling that I mean, if he brings Bruno Redondo to the Flash, I'll be like, okay, cool. But I feel like since Fraction probably seems like he'll be in Batman long term, I just could see Tom Taylor finishing what he's doing on Detective, and then it's like, okay, Tom Taylor's
then
doing
coming
Flash.
back to yeah,
Um, I mean, Bruno Redondo on art, that might make it like
okay,
really good, but I don't know.
I agree with you, but
Yeah.
look at his Nightwing run. We got 2 or 2.5 arcs consistently of him, and then it was a gimmick issue every now and again, and then the like an arc here, and then the final arc. Like I bitched way, way, way too much about Redondo not being on that book like long enough to even it be considered Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo's Nightwing. Like, yes, you're prolific and this kind of like this was your bag, but also, dude, like you didn't do half the art for this run. Like you did the covers and you did
Yeah.
like 4.5 arcs and you did some gimmick issues. Like you're an
The gimmick
immaculate,
issues were
like you're an immaculate artist. Like, and I understand that it takes a long time, but also I'm being a stickler. I would have been more impressed with that run and not given up on it had he been doing the art the whole time or most of the time. But there were so many points in the book that I was like, I don't think it's an interesting enough story, and I don't enjoy the art enough to keep reading it. So, like, if Redondo had been on it all the way through, it might have been a different story. Same thing with Flash. I just don't want it to be like, all right, dude, you did 2 arcs, and it's a really demanding character to draw because you have to do all these things that you didn't have to do, that you only had to do for 2 issues, in the
yeah.
crossover arc, and now you have to draw every issue. I just don't want it to be one of those things where I'm getting excited for a creative team and then he's off the book in a year. And I'm like, okay, well, now I just don't care again.
Yeah. I I think whoever they announce, I think it's going to surprise us in a way. It's going to be like, oh, okay.
If you want to give me an artist that's like not going to be around long term and want to just do something fucking cool, put your Gata on Flash for like a 6 issue arc, dude. Let that guy just go crazy.
I do feel like in the DC, universe right now, like Flash is not the pillar that it was. It was like, dude, like Rebirth, Flash was like one of the best books. The strong, like probably the strongest pillar at one point. But that's also like the TV show is still relatively good. Like it was
Yeah.
just like, wow,
No,
what a
exactly.
time.
Dude, it's so funny. Like I look back on, I was talking about Rebirth Flash recently with somebody, and I hate Perfect Storm, like with an absolute passion.
Really?
I
I think,
do.
dude, I
I
think
really,
Perfect
really
Storm is
do.
better than Flash War.
I don't disagree with you, but I for like literally forever I've hated that arc, and it's for the sole reason of Grodd. Like it's just oh no, I was because it was Ryan and I, we were catching up with like this all the stuff that's going on all in right now.
Hmm.
like with the We Are Yesterday crossover and Grodd taking all of those powers and yada yada yada. Um, yeah, like straight up, dude. I've never really enjoyed Perfect Storm, and it was because of just like it's like, all right, dude, we're doing this shit again, Grodd. Like we just did this in New 52. You want the Speed Force? I get it, bro. Like I just didn't give a shit about. I still don't really give a shit about Grodd all that much to begin with. But dude, those Dan Mora covers are so cool. Like the Flaming Head one, fucking love that cover.
Yeah,
Crazy that he did covers, and I didn't even realize it back then.
it's the Dan Moore.
Yeah, the zombie one, or whatever. All of these are. Oh, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Everything up to
Yeah,
like the yeah, dude, so cool.
I definitely. I was looking at my shelf, and I'm like, and I've been catching up on Williamson Superman, and I'm just thinking like, dude, I want to read Williamson Flash again. Like that stuff was great.
I that like that's best. That's kind of where I was going with this. Was like I like Grodd outside of the Flash, but when I read him in the Flash, he's so fucking insufferable to me. Like just I think he's so annoying in the Flash, but like
Yeah.
when I read him in like Justice League, I'm like, all right, dude, you're pretty cool. Like you do other stuff with other guys, but when you're in the Flash, all you do is bitch about not having the Speed Force and wanting it, and that's all it is with you. And so like that's my biggest gripe with Perfect Storm, but I love like a lot of other things about it. But I hated Grodd so much back then. I'm like, this story fucking blows.
When I first started We Are Yesterday, I was kind of like, oh, God, story. Like, but I haven't read the latest. Um,
It was pretty good.
I haven't read their latest. Is it Justice League Unlimited? It's like the
Mhm.
epilogue, kind of. I've kind of gotten to the point where like I'm gonna read that DC
It,
Infinite. I'm fine
yeah,
with being a month behind. You know.
yeah. No, it's honestly not a big deal because while I, I'm hesitant to even say like Justice League has been like incredible because it's really just been like the vehicle to set everything else up in the universe. And
I just don't have the
oh,
FOMO that I used to with it. You know, I used to be like, oh, I'm missing out. Like I shouldn't even be reading
no,
DC Comics. I'm not
no,
reading
right.
Unlimited.
Yeah, and it's just really no FOMO at all. Like even with World's Finest, like I'm like, all right, I'll get to it. Like I don't feel like that sense of like, oh, Wade's writing it and it's World's Finest, I gotta read it. And I that part of the reason is Dan Moore is not on it anymore. But and the artist is still really good. Like I'm not complaining about the artist on it right now, but like it's not the same.
You know, an artist
And
is really good when they're not in the book. You kind of lose interest. It's like, damn.
I mean, I feel
Like,
that way, yeah, about a lot of artists. So
but dude, there's books where like like a Hickman book where like the writing is just so good sometimes that you're like, I can get past the art being like, eh.
yes, I mean, and we've talked about this a lot. Like there are some like if you're like you have to be a really, 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 really good writer to be able to outwork bad art in a comic. But
Right.
you can have a pretty mediocre story. And if your artist is like going off, it's already a better book. Like,
Yeah, right.
you know what I mean? So like it's not necessarily like one to one as far as like the trade-off goes, but I will always be able to get through a book with an like average or bad story with incredible art easier than I am to be able to get through a good book with awful art.
Yeah.
It's just I just it's just a visual thing. Like I have to be able to like see it and enjoy it. And if I can't, then I'm definitely not gonna be able to read it and enjoy it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Uh here's one thing I did like. Who the artist for it's the same for the special and for the next issue, right? Or 23. Or am I tripping?
Um,
Georgia Jev.
Vasco Georgiev. Yeah, I like this guy's art. I really do. And like, um,
Did he
I
do
don't,
the art for the special?
I think he did.
I think he did too.
He he's good, and he's going to be teaming up with Wade for that, you know, issue or
Oh
that
yeah.
arc, whatever.
Yeah.
Which like I like seeing like an artist kind of like stick around, like we just
Like
talked about this, but.
Like literally,
Um,
like this is quite literally the stuff that I asked for. It's like he's a good artist
dude,
and
but
he fits Flash pretty well.
I love the lettering on this book though.
Yeah, no.
That's one of my favorite things about this book is the lettering. I love the way you really get a sense that the artist and the letterer there's a synergy. Like when you see
Yeah.
those panels, like where it's a silhouette and then they just have the little black like squiggle and it's like you don't even need to have like a word balloon.
Hmm.
That's awesome. That is great. I love
I,
that. And like
no,
I
I
keep
agree.
looking at that and I'm like, I keep showing like I screenshot it and sent it to my brother. I'm like, we got to do this for one of like our
Yeah, and like
issues.
the- and there are a lot of artists that get like that team up with really incredible like letterers that are just on it, man. They're on point with it and they just get it.
Yeah.
That's a Redondo cover, huh?
Hmm. I thought this would most, but it said Tom Riley.
Oh, that one that might be the best that suit has ever looked.
Yeah. Interesting that this doesn't have that suit.
Yeah, they're just the spotlight variant, so I imagine they're probably more like classic. See, I was gonna get the Mark Spears reverse flash variant, but
I like these, but at the same time, there's something about them that's a little ugly. You know?
I just like the 3D render look.
Yeah.
Like it's okay.
Oh,
You
I
remember
love
when
that, dude. Shh. All
that
right,
one
take it
doesn't look
back.
too bad actually. Oh, yeah, now you got to get them both in. You know what I mean? Like you got to
I
get.
know.
You're getting me, bro. What's that one? Oh, it's who? He's our guy.
Georgiev.
But yeah,
Dude, I'm like so, like we know we've had this conversation so many times. I am so not a variant guy, but like with a lot of these flash covers, I'm like, dude, I
I'm
would
telling you,
go
dude.
dumb
Like
with the variants.
it's
Like I
hard, bro.
remember when they did Flash Forward, I think I got every single cover of that.
Yeah, because it's just
Like,
the A and B, right?
yeah, but like they had like the blanks and all that.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
but
yeah. I
yeah,
don't.
no.
I think I might have the blank, but I yeah, I bought doubles on those,
Oh, dude, I'm pretty sure I have that trade. Yeah, I do.
dude.
Of course, I'd get this as a trade.
That was Doc Shana that did the covers, huh?
Dude, there's like that. Oh yeah, this JD has this, and I love the trade dress
Oh,
on
was
this, the
it
blue.
the retailer breakfast cover? Yeah,
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 it's so
yeah.
weird that they
I
had Scott Lobdell write this. I have this blank too, and like I've been kind of wanting to like fill it with like little remarks like from creators, but
Mhm.
dude, some of these creators they charge a lot, dude, a lot.
Yeah, man.
It's like $150. Like it's like, oh
Yeah,
jeez.
no, like
I
like
would
like Mitch Gerard's dude. His
I would
100.
rather like have like my one of my good friends that's like an artist. I'd rather like give it to him and be like,
Yeah,
bro,
like
go nuts, you know?
yeah, like here's like $50, bro. Like, can you just draw me something cool? And okay, here's the shittiest part of okay. We're this is definitely a tangent. Um,
That's what this is all about, dude.
the
This is
first time I
tangents.
met Mr. Rods was like 2022, maybe it was 2020. I don't remember. It's been a few years now. But like his remarks, dude, and like even his sketches were like dirt fucking cheap.
Yeah.
But now, dude, now like just a remark that's like quite literally like this big, dude, is over $150. Like I get it, bro. Like you've drawn a lot of cool stuff that's been really successful. You're a great artist, but also like maybe don't. Like Otley's another one of them. Like outrageously expensive, dude.
Yeah.
Like it like I get it. You guys are at like the peak of your careers. You're at the most popular you're probably ever gonna be. And it's at a point where people are like, basically buying signatures and sketches and remarks and shit by the truckload to turn around and sell for more money. I get it.
Yeah.
But also like how is it sustainable for you and for people that enjoy your stuff and want stuff from you to like you know what I mean? To for a drawing that literally takes you like less than 5 minutes and it costs $150. Like that, like
Yeah.
that's just absolutely crazy to me. Or like you want to take it one step further. Like you've got Jim Lee, like he's Jim Lee, but the fact that you're charging thousands of dollars for like quite literally fucking pencil and pen and a little bit of blue on a Skywalker Bluey, like you want to charge like 30 grand? Like kiss my ass, dude. Like that is crazy. Like that is
Yeah,
absolutely
it's like
crazy to me.
that's why I don't go. I mean, like I have a few blanks, but like that's why I've never done that, just because I'm like, ah,
Right. They're like I found that I think for that kind of stuff, I just need to pick artists that aren't like the most popular. And if I do, I need to pick just one and go with it. Like and just do a
yeah,
sketch. Like if I'm gonna commit to like a popular artist, I'm gonna put money down and I'm gonna like get the sketch. But like there
yeah,
are so many really, really incredible artists that are charging $40 for a remark and they're great. They're better than Mitch, like not, and that's this is just
yeah,
like, personal preference, but like sometimes they're better than Gerard's.
right,
Sometimes they're better than Lee. They're better than Otley. They're better than all of these high ticket guys because they just love to draw. And at this point, like it's just the love of the game for them. And not to say that's not the same thing for people like Gerard's, but there's a lot of money involved for them.
yeah,
So they could just say, all right, 5 minutes, I'm gonna do this weak ass sketch. Here you go.
yeah, dude.
It's just,
I mean, I've told you about that. How JD was gonna send me his Flash Jam. Remember that,
yeah, that's
bro? That thing's
that's
big too.
pressure, dude. That's some pressure.
Because there was like the artist that did Death of Iris West was at Terrificon. He was like,
Yeah.
dude, could you get like a sketch from him? And I'm like, bro, I kind of felt bad because I was like just flat out like, dude, I don't really want to carry that around all day.
Yeah, it's a lot of responsibility, like
A lot of
especially
pressure.
with like, yeah, man.
Like,
You
I
know,
don't know. Dude, Terrificon
maybe.
next week. I can't wait.
Oh, that's right, huh?
Yeah.
Hell
Dude,
yeah, dude.
I gotta before we wrap it up, I just want to show you what I just got for Hickman to sign. I was pretty hyped about this. This is like my favorite Secret Wars cover. So, where is it? Secret Wars. I think we're on the right spot.
Is it the maker one?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
So it's on its way.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
and you know, I'm so out of the CGC game, so like I just like covers signed
Yeah.
and just put it in a
No,
bag and board.
damn, dude. I,
And
I,
like, dude,
I,
this isn't even
I
like a first appearance or anything. It's just like an awesome cover.
yeah, my shop has got, I think it's number 6. It's the one with all the Thors on it.
Yeah.
Because it's like first actual appearance of, oh no, it's not number 6. Maybe it's something different. Which one is it? I don't remember which one it is now. It's whatever the like all of the Thors are.
Oh, two.
Oh, it's number 2. I'm an idiot. Number 6. But yeah, it's like first God Doom, or whatever. Um, yeah, I've got this one at the shop that I'm like, kind of need it.
Yeah, like there's certain books where like, you know, you see people online and they're like, "Oh, like this is like the first appearance of this character." And like I like there's like that thing where it's like the regret of getting a CGC signed of like just a random issue. You always see those like on eBay. And like
Mhm.
the first appearance, but like if it's a cover I like, even if it's just a random issue,
Yeah,
as long as it's signed by the creator, I'm like, that's cool, that's for me. I'm not gonna get rid of that. Why would I get rid of it? I like that, you know?
right. That's like dude,
But
and half of the shit that I've got signed are just cover signatures because I think the covers are really cool. Like half the shit that I took when I met Adams are literally just variants that I really like. And like the whole time, he's like, "Oh, he's like, you got this too?" He's like, "This is such a great cover." Like it was just 15 minutes of us just like gushing over our favorite covers of his run, which is like stupid, but also really funny.
yeah, I can't wait to meet him too, dude. I can't wait to meet him.
He's cool. Is he gonna
What's
be there
pretty
for the?
yeah, he's gonna be at Terrificon. What's
Hell yeah.
pretty cool is
Hell yeah.
I think him and I are gonna link up before the con.
Oh, hell yeah. Very
So
cool.
yeah,
Nice.
but
Nice.
we'll see. It was kind of one of those things where I'm like, no pressure. You know, I know cons are
Yeah, yeah.
crazy, but thought it'd be kind of cool.
No,
But
definitely,
yeah,
yeah.
dude. And then they released like the list of like what they charge per signature. So I think like Adams
Yeah.
like 5, Hickman's
Dude, yeah, it's like
10.
literally it's like the first one or first two are free or whatever. Like dude, it's great.
I got a couple Silvestri Wolverines that I want
Oh yeah.
Silvestri to sign. Um, but I'm kind of like, is that line gonna be long? I don't really know what to think of that one.
Yeah,
But
we'll
those are like
we'll
the
have to talk
three.
about Terrificon when you're like when you get back and we do another episode.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll make sure to send you like all the stuff I get signed.
Oh hell yeah! Like,
I gotta pull out my bins and just be like, all right, what am I gonna get? Because like I have all these Adams flashes, but like I'm not gonna
mhm,
get them all signed. I'm gonna like pick my
right.
favorite covers. So probably like his first issue, and then like maybe if there's a cover I really like,
Mhm. I really
we'll
want to go
see.
to Baltimore again.
Do
It
it,
got
dude.
it got pushed back till October.
That's kind of far from you, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's
Damn.
Baltimore. It's the other side of the United States. I did it last year because of Simonson, but also
Yeah,
like, literally the weekend of my birthday.
dude,
Um,
you gotta do Terrificon one of these years. Stay in the
yeah,
casino or something,
that would be tight. I could do that. Yeah,
Dude, hotel in the casino. I mean, like, dude, there's so much stuff to do. Yeah, it would be a good time.
hell yeah. Maybe next year. I could get down with that next year.
Yeah, look
Um,
into it.
but yeah, I really want to do Baltimore again because Brian K. Vaughan is going to be there this year,
Oh, okay.
and
Saga.
I got so much Saga shit now that I would love
Yeah.
to
Is that
get
still
signed.
going on?
Yes,
That's
dude. Okay, that's like a tenure for another day, but like real quick, dude, like if you don't like if you don't like comic, like, this is just kind of like a everybody can. This is a book for everybody, is basically what I'm saying. Like if you don't really care about comic books, but you have kind of like an interest in seeing what they're about, Saga is like literally the comic book for anybody over the age of 18 that has never read a comic book but has like a passing interest in it, I think.
okay.
It really is. It's just like I there the reason I say 18 or older is because there is graphic content in it. Like there's some sexual content in it. But it's just the most approachable. Like every issue practically ends with a cliffhanger and not like in a bad way. Like it's all like your every issue almost ends in a hook every single time. So it just keeps you reading. And then one issue becomes three issues, three becomes an entire volume, and then it cascades. And by like for me, I read the first when I caught up, it was right after the hiatus, right after they had just come back and done like a full volume. And it was 60 issues in, and I had caught up like literally then. And I read it in like
Damn.
2.5 days. I binged,
Jeez.
I binged the shit out of it, dude. Like, and there are so many moments in
Damn.
that where I'm like, I wish I could read them for the first time again. And and so like I feel like it's kind of lost a little bit of steam for me, only because not that it's bad, it's just like in a lull as far as like the exciting stuff that's gonna happen. But the book is gonna end at 108 issues because it took its first big break at 54, which was like they said was the halfway point.
Hmm.
And so like they've held firm on that. It's just Fiona Staples is to takes her time to get the work done, and they're doing 6 issues a year right now.
Okay. Huh.
So they like do a 6 issue season and then they take a break.
That's cool though.
Um,
I
yeah,
like that approach. I mean,
it's definitely more
a lot of the
sustainable, I
Ghost
think,
Machine
when you
stuff's like
have
that.
like especially when it's just the two of them. Like they're not they didn't employ anybody else to do like fill-in issues. Every issue is her. It's all her. So like I respect that way more than I do like the DC Marvel approach, where it's like, okay, you have a really talented artist, but they can't keep up on a monthly deadline. Then we're just going to throw somebody else in, or we're going to take them off the book entirely and let them work on something else for 6 months so they have time to get that arc going. But yeah. So short of it is Brian K. Vaughan is going to be at Baltimore, and I got a lot of Saga shit that I would love to go get signed, including all three of my hardcovers.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I've got like the first half in all hardcovers, so it's just 3 books. But I'm like, yeah,
Shit.
everybody should read Saga. Saga's a good ass book.
Damn.
It's a great book.
All right, dude. Well, good chat. I love the tangents.
Always, every time, dude.
It's just kind of weird. I mean, we'll
Maybe,
see what
sorry,
happens.
I'm just gonna say it. Maybe when Flash is more interesting, we'll talk more about Flash.
Yeah. No, I don't want to. I feel like I don't want to be a hater because like there are some
And
things I do
I mean, a
enjoy.
lot of this is me just being a shithead. Like, I'm not really like, I don't hate this book. Like, there are a lot of aspects I like
No.
about it. Like, final note, I guess. Everything that he's done with the shade in this arc, I think is really great. I think it's interesting. I just really wish it wasn't attached to Calypso. That's my only gripe. He's
I
like
know.
my God right now. Like
I
Calypso
know.
is he's my God.
I know. Yeah. Calypso, I'm just kind of like, but
Burnt out, dude. He was a villain in the last Flash run. We just saw him die. We just saw him do this other shit. And I'm like, all right, dude.
yeah.
Calypso. You love him, you hate him. Fine.
Hopefully this is they should have called this the arc the death of Eclipse or something.
Oh, dude. I feel hey, at least
But all right, man.
they couldn't even kill Amanda
Well,
Waller. There's no way in hell they're killing Eclipso, dude.
yeah.
She's a real villain. Fuck Amanda Waller.
Oh, geez. Remember well, God, that's a whole other tangent. Just like the Amanda
Oh,
Waller insert
every
into everything.
oh, dude, I just hated it. That was such an awful time for me.
All right. Well, we gotta wrap this up. We'll be talking
Yeah,
about Amanda
yeah.
Waller for an
I'll
hour.
hate on Amanda Waller for too long.